Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now I apologize first off for the video being so late. Mexico Regionals happened this weekend and then I had a few personal issues going on in the weekend that got mixed up and couldn't even make it to the event on Sunday, but here I am back. Trying to solve those personal issues and back with the videos. So yeah, now unfortunately I couldn't get a Tapu Koko promo code to record this video for the demo account because we don't get the promos. So this is the Gallade Octillery list that got top 16 at Mexico Regionals this past weekend. Very original deck, definitely, and very interesting to see. Now I haven't played any games with the deck, so I'll probably be misplaying a ton. The first thing that really stands out is the fact that there's no Professor Sycamore as in the deck as a whole. So I guess between Teammates and Mallow and Octillery you should be able to set up pretty decently along with Gallade. But we'll see how it works out. It does have 4 Level Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Rare Candy. So it does have a very decent amount of trainers, or item cards rather, in the sense that I feel like with Gallade being weak to Psychic and everything, it seems really hard to beat any Carburetor based decks. Sure, you deal with Trampa pretty effectively, but then Espion and Carburetor just should run through this. But hey, it worked. There's definitely, like, I read a little bit of the comments about the player who played the deck, and he said he would never have like any item cards or more than 4 item cards in his discard pile, so that Gallade would never get one-shotted. So yeah, we'll see how this works out. Gallade deals 60 plus 70 more damage if you use a supporter card this turn. Has 150 HP, which is pretty good. You combine its ability, which lets you stack in whatever order you want the top 5 cards from your deck, with Octillery, which lets you draw up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, and you get a pretty nice combo going right there, along with the Mallow, which allows you to search your deck for any 2 cards and put them on top of your deck in any order you want. 2 Tapu Lele to search out the supporters, a 2/2 Octillery line, a 4/4 Gallade line, and 2 Tapu Koko promo. Now I only own 1, unfortunately, but the 2 Tapu Koko promo are obviously a really good starter. They do use the DCs pretty effectively, and they can soften things up so that Gallade can finish them off. So pretty decent combo right there. The supporter lineup, as I mentioned, is really different from the norm. We have 3 Mallow, 3 N, 2 Bridget to make sure it's not priced, 1 Professor Kukui, 1 Teammates, 1 Hex Maniac, and 1 Current to combat Vespiquen. Now, once I get into the games, the Tapu Koko promo will be replaced by a Float Stone, and the Current will be replaced by an Oricorio, in order to try and, like, the free retreat, the Float Stone equivalent, and the Oricorio is like a Karen, more or less. So that's the intention of those cards. And then we have, of course, the 4 Via Seeker, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Rare Candy, 4 Level Ball, a single Field Blower. I think I would love to have 2 Field Blowers in this deck. 1 Rescue Stretcher, 2 Special Charge, because we do only have 4 DCs as our energy, 3 Choice Band, and 2 Float Stone. So that was the list. We do have 2 different cards. So are you sure you want to discard them? Yes. And let's jump into a ladder and see how this deck, or if this deck, can actually work. Now this week I will be featuring Gallade Octillery. I will be featuring the newer versions of Turbo Dark with the 15 energy, which I haven't showcased yet. I will also be doing Darkrai Dragonair, which allows you to attach unlimited energy for a turn. And I will also be doing the Lycanroc Raichu, which I feel like I've been talking about for a long time, and I've just never gotten around to, to doing it. Okay, so we are up against I don't know what kind of deck. But having like the non-GX or EX attacker advantage is always really good in this format. If we're not up against Carburetor, then we can definitely showcase this deck to its fullest potential. If we're up against Carburetor, then we have to be really, really careful. in order to not let Garbodor just trade so easily with our Gallades. I mean, we can trade 1v1, but setting up a stage 2 is obviously a lot harder than setting up a stage 1. Because we have to set up the stage 2 and we have to use a supporter card. So it's a combination of both things against a single stage 1. Now we do find a Ralts. We're not going first, but I think that's okay. We do have the Ultra Ball to Lele for the Bridget. My opponent says hi, being very friendly. And we're up against a Carbink deck. Okay, that's interesting. Ralts should be safe. Well, kind of. If he attaches a strong and a fighting, he can knock us out with Power Gem. Okay, but he does nothing else. Okay, so I'm gonna discard Oricorio and the Hex Maniac. I'm gonna search for Tapu Lele and I'm going to assume, yep, we do have access to Bridget, which is pretty awesome. There is one TCG priced, so that's not always good. And yeah, using Mallow might prompt my opponent to end me if he does have end, but we really don't know. We're going to use Bridget though, for sure. And we are going to grab 2 Ralts and a Remoraid. I would love to grab the Tapu Lele promo as well. But we're gonna leave it like this. The Float Stone will definitely go to the Remoraid. Gallade always wants to have the Choice Bands. And yeah, if we manage to set up an Octillery plus a Gallade, we're going to be pretty good here. Like with Mallow, I'm gonna put Octillery and Rare Candy on top. That's definitely what I need to do. Okay, so it's a Lycanroc based deck with Carping Break. Kind of like the one I did. We do see the strong, so Power Gem will be a knockout on the Ralts. Wow, we even see a Choice Band. So, and we see a Sycamore. Okay, so we are in a lot of trouble here. If Remoraid gets knocked out next turn by a Lycanroc, I might be in a lot of trouble, actually. Wow. Yeah, because I can't put a Sycamore up top. Or he could simply clear out another Ralts, leaving me with a single Ralts to deal anything, to do anything, really. We do see the Carping Break. He might want to attach the strong to a benched Rockruff. So he might not take the KO. That would be best case scenario, especially now that he has 2 energy in the discard pile. That would actually be best case scenario. Yeah, he does go for the Diamond Gift. Okay, that's definitely good for us. That is definitely very good. Now, the issue is, of course, if Octillery gets knocked out. I do top deck an N, and I'm probably going to get end anyways. Wow, there's 2 Rare Candy prize. That's really bad. And I'm going to remove these 2 cards from my opponent. I don't see anything else like really hurting us, and I'm gonna pass for now. Fingers crossed my opponent doesn't knock out the Remoraid. That's what we're hoping for here. My opponent doesn't knock out the Remoraid. Do see Tapu Lele for N. Having the 2... Having only the 2... Only the 2 Rare Candy really worries me. I think my opponent is checking for something else besides the end. Some prize cards, some... How many Lycanrocs? Wow, he actually chooses to fail the search. He'll attach a Float Stone though. And will be a Seeker for Sycamore? Yeah, so he respects my Mallow, choosing not to use N, or maybe 2 or 3 N are prized, I'm not entirely sure. We do see he discards a Tapu Lele and a Super Rod. There's a Stadium once again. There's the Lycanroc. Now, it's the energy removal Lycanroc, which is definitely an issue for us. Because we only have 3. We only have 3 DCEs in our current deck, and Crunch will remove them, and we cannot one-shot the Lycanroc. So ideally we would soften up the Lycanroc with a couple of Tapu Koko promo hits. That would be best case scenario, I guess. He plays up Field Blower to remove his Stadium. Maybe thinking I have Fighting Energy, which is not completely crazy, I guess. And yeah, I think we're in a lot of trouble here. I think we are in a lot of trouble. We're gonna see another Lycanroc get powered up. Okay. So, we are going to evolve. We are going to Float Stone, and we are going to Abyssal Hand. We do get a Rare Candy and a Kirlia, which is pretty cool. I also get a Level Ball to search for my last Ralts, I guess. If it's in here. Yep, nope, it's not in here. So Ralts, DCE, and 2 Rare Candy are prized. There's Ralts, and I will use N, giving my opponent an extra card, which is obviously not great. And we're not gonna attack this turn. We will use Premonition, however. We will top deck the DCE, which is great. Lysander could be good, although I would love to find Professor... Well, see, I can't Professor Kukui and Lysander at the same time to knock out Tapu Lele. I do have the Ultra Ball, so I'm gonna go for Tapu Koko promo for sure. So actually the order of the next cards doesn't really matter at all. Now the question is, whom to sacrifice? Definitely not Octillery, definitely Remoraid. But there is a chance my opponent will simply use the other Lycanroc GX, bring up my Gallade and knock it out. So that would be really bad. He would need a strong energy to do that. There's the Ultra Ball. I mean, I guess I can attack the Lycanroc GX first and then finish it off with Tapu Koko promo. That could be a decent tech. There's a Lycanroc, so if he needs, either he uses a GX attack to knock me out, or he needs to attach another strong energy. He might go after Octillery. Yeah, he does go for Octillery. Okay, that's understandable. He will be a Seeker. Doesn't have N. We know. Oh, he does have N. Never mind. Never mind. Well, good thing we went for the other Remoraid, because we can potentially still set up another Octillery next turn. Off of the 6 cards, we do find another Gallade, we do find Tapu Lele, we do find an Ultra Ball, which can get us Octillery, and then the VS Seeker can Mallow, and then we can find a DC. The issue is not finding the Choice Band. Well, we can find DC Choice Band actually. So there's the Accelerock. My opponent goes up 2 prices now. Okay, I do top deck the Choice Band. So, with the Ultra Ball, I'm gonna discard Lele and Kirlia. Not a fan of discarding the Kirlia. I will grab Octillery. Now, off of Octillery, I need to secure the DC. Okay, so let's use Premonition, see if the DC is up there. Wow, they actually are. That's pretty cool. And the Rescue Stretcher too. So that was a really good Premonition. So I can actually use N. Okay, so I'm gonna use Abyssal Hand. And I get the Rescue Stretcher, which can get me the Ralts immediately. Or another Ralts immediately rather. And I will attach the TCE and I will N. Okay, so we get a pretty good hand off of the end. And I'm gonna use the other Premonition. And wow, we actually get to top deck the Gallade, Professor Kukui. I might actually want... Well... Yeah, like that. Professor Kukui probably doesn't matter too much, but I might need one too many cards next turn. But anyways, let's just use Sensitive Blade for 160 damage. Next turn, we're gonna top deck the Gallade. Actually, I probably misplayed. What I should have done was left the Float Stone up there. Well, actually no, I need just like one too many cards. I need one too many cards. Now the question is, does he take a knockout with Lycanroc? With the GX attack? Does he... Wow, wait, what did he discard there? A Drampa, okay. So, really heavy on the energy denial. We haven't seen Team Flare Grunt, we haven't seen... Oh, there is a Team Flare Grunt right there. I haven't seen hammers though, the enhanced hammer or the crushing hammers, but it would make sense for him to have enhanced. Maybe not crushing hammer because of Carpenter, but it would make sense for him to have enhanced hammer, at least one copy. So he whiffs the search, which makes sense. And we see a Choice Band, and we're gonna see an Oranguru for 3 cards. Huh. VS Seeker for Team Flare Grunt. Okay, so look like he's not going to knock me out, and that could be a huge problem actually. He's just gonna Accelerock, so not wasting the GX attack, but he didn't attach any energy, which is obviously really good for us. So he didn't knock us out. We can use Mallow. We know there's no DCE at the top, so I'm gonna use Mallow right here, and I'm gonna put the DCE and the Special Charge at the top of my deck. Then I'm gonna use Abyssal Hand for a single card, which will be the DCE if I did things correctly, yes. And so we are going to do way too much damage to Lycanroc. You want the special charge up top, possibly the Float Stone later, and then the other cards. And so we're gonna do way too much damage, way more than necessary. But that's how the game plan worked out. That's just how it worked out. We do get a Ralts and we get a Berserker of our prize cards. So our hand is full of usable-ish supporters. My opponent should knock me out right here. So I will be able to... See, the thing is, Dangerous Rogue GX. Yeah, he knocks me out no matter what, right? No matter how many strong energy he has. Now attaching that strong energy to the Lycanroc seems like a mistake, unless he's going to power up the other Rockruff. He chooses to use Team Skull Grunts, which I'm very happy to see because we have no TCGs in our current hand. One of them is still prized, two of them will be in the discard pile, but I will put two of them back immediately. And he chooses to sacrifice the Energy Keeper Carbink, which makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I would love to be able to knock out the Oracle at some point or another. He will be able to attach to energy. He does choose to attach to the other Rockruff. But this is where the non-GX advantage can come into play, except for the fact that we have the Tapu Lele sitting duck on the bench. So Special Charge, we'll put two cards back there, and then I will bench the Ralts, and then I will use Teammates in order to get a DCE and a Float Stone, I guess. There's the DCE, there's the Float Stone. Now we will use Premonition, and we will have... Really doesn't matter at this point. So many potential supporter cards, but Gallade is going down, so we're going to want to use Teammates most likely for a DCE and a Choice Band. Yeah, 200 HP is a problem though. I mean, the order generally doesn't matter at all here. And I'm going to use Abyssal Hand for one card, which is a Lysandre. And we're going to use Sensitive Blade for 130 damage. We get a DCE, which could potentially be good for us. The thing is, Hex, we might, well, that could actually be good. If I use Hex next turn. Okay, wow, he doesn't evolve into the ability moving Lycanroc, like into a Lysandre Lycanroc, so that's pretty good for us too. The Choice Band there means my opponent will be using the GX attack right now. And Octillery is now dealing 170 damage, which is exactly how much HP Tapu Lele does have. So we are for sure going to see the GX attack right now. For sure. Oh, there's a Lysandre. Wow, an Octillery. That's pretty weird. My opponent Lysandred up Tapu Lele and knocked it out. He would have won the game right there. He really genuinely would have won the game right there. This is really strange. This is actually really strange. Okay. If I still have both Choice Bands left, I might be able to still do something here. No Berserkers. Oh, two Berserkers. Three Berserkers played by my opponent already. So I don't think I can win anyways. But I'm certainly going to try. No, I generally don't think I can win. I would need to get really lucky here. I would actually need to get really lucky for him not to have a fighting energy to retreat. That's the only way. That's actually the only way. I'll use Premonition, I guess. Malo, VS Seeker, DCE. I guess DCE is the right call. I have a 2 retreat cost. If for whatever reason my opponent can't knock me out next turn, then I go Bridget DC into Tapu Koko. Maybe. It's gonna be really difficult though, I think. For him not to retreat. He does have 2 Float Stone in play, however. And no signs of Olympia, 2 basic fighting, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And wow, he attaches to the bench, so either he has a choice band, I mean a Float Stone, he has a switch, an escape rope, or he doesn't. And we could actually be okay here. Wow! Oh boy, okay. This is actually pretty cool. This is actually pretty cool. Okay. So he benched something else. I'm gonna retreat into Tapu Koko. And how many DCs? Just 1. Okay, so I'm gonna use Premonition. And I mean, doesn't really matter. I really needed a choice band. I need choice band and Kukui. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this to put this back, and then I'm gonna use another Premonition. And I guess the DC helps. Kukui and choice bands. Okay, so we do flying flip here. We're at the mercy of my opponent just not drawing Lysander to KO Tapu Lele for game. That's where that is where we are currently at. Or that he somehow, some way evolves into that Lycanroc and doesn't have energy to retreat, because he has all 4 strong energy in play and he has 6 basic fighting energy. The Super Art is in the discard pile. My opponent sends a sad emoji face, so we might actually be good here. We might actually be good. I'm like 6-4 seems like what you could assume to be the standard for his deck. Let's see other counts. A 4-4 Lycanroc line, 2 Tapu Leles, Carpinks. Yeah, I generally think my opponent just doesn't have energy to retreat. If he doesn't have a basic, he can't have a 5th strong energy, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Lysander up the Rockruff. And I believe this should seal the game, because we knock out the Tapu Lele. Rockruff could evolve. Rockruff could... Oh my gosh. Oh no. I might have just made a mistake actually. I mean, I think we win by deck out, but if my opponent Lysanders up anything, we don't have any more energy. Right? Well, I can retreat. No. Oh, I should have not attached that energy, because if he Lysanders, and I can't retreat because my last prize is my last DCE. So, I mean, we would win by deck out. If he actually doesn't have any more energy, we would win by deck out. So I wonder if my opponent is considering that. Yep, he's gonna Lysander, so... Oh boy, so we're gonna go into a stalemate here. We're going to go into a stalemate. I'm just gonna draw pass here. If he has the energy, he has the energy. He did use the Lysander. So oh my gosh, he has Olympia. He has Olympia. He did have Olympia. That's very interesting. So the Rockruff gets healed, but we have access to Lysander, and he cannot Lysander my Tapu Lele anymore unless he uses Lycanroc GX. Does he have the Lycanroc GX? Wow, he passes. Oh my gosh. We're going to lose because of these. Because I attached the DCE. I really should have thought that through. He says well played. He has the last Versigur. I messed up. I really messed up big time. I really messed up big time. Oh my gosh. This should have been a win. I mean, the fact that the last TC was prized, that's what cost us the match. That is definitely what cost us the match. Oh my. But yeah, pretty interesting game, honestly. Pretty interesting game. I'm real surprised at how the deck worked, and I mean, we tried to get our win condition. We definitely tried. But oh well. This will be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Just one game, pretty long one at that, and the deck's pretty interesting, and I really suggest trying it because it did well at the regional, and it wasn't like just any small regional. We had over 250 players, so that's a pretty respectable amount, and the tournament was definitely filled with Garbodor. So if this deck can deal with Garbodor, fighting type is a really good type to have right now, especially being not weak to grass. So yeah, that will be all from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like at the video, it really helps out the channel. Sorry for the delay, I've been dealing with a lot of personal things right here. But on Wednesday, I'm going to kick back streaming. So if you're not following me yet on Twitch, you definitely should. Twitch.tv/Tablemon, because on Wednesday we will be having a conquest match that you guys really liked. And the conquest matches, like the conquest games, will be uploaded to the channel the week after. So that will be as part of the internationals, the North American internationals prep. That's what I'm going to try to do. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.